Sunday. Let me close the door so you can hear me. We made it to Wyoming. That's where we are. Yes, that's where we are. We got here early at like 6:15. Our appointment was at 7:35. I have no clue. Nope. Oh, it's 7:47. So I had to sit in the staging area right there. I backed myself in, very proud of myself. My trainer stayed back there and all was well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. Awesome. But then I had to wait till this spot was free where I'm parked at the dock. See, I'm backed up to the dock because there was a trailer right here. And once it got unloaded, she said park in the staging area. Once it gets unloaded, then back into door 315. So I'm backed into door 315. I literally just finished. It took me like 15 minutes trying to like pull up and get myself set up and everything, but I did it all by myself. I slid the tandems, opened the door, chalked the thing, got to the dock. Here you have to actually detach from the trailer and pull up a little bit so your fifth wheel clears. I did all that. Now I'm just sitting and waiting. My light back there is red. See the light back there? That red light right there? That lets me know that they're backed in. I mean, you know, I'm backed into the dock. They have their forklift is going in and out of the trailer. And you have to sit here until that light turns green. And it can take hours. I mean, like there's trucks all lined up. I mean, there's just, this building is super long. And it also goes that way. And there's trucks like at all these docks. Like you can see to the side of me through the windows. Like there's trucks going all the way down. So it's not like just because I backed up, they're immediately going to start unloading me. But that's the process. You get to a shipper. This is Walmart's distribution center. And we're coming from Tyson. So my trailer is full of chicken. On to better thoughts, you guys. It's nice out here. I'm tired. I've been driving since last night. And I didn't really get a lot of sleep before I started driving, which is perfectly fine. But yeah. And I have like 4 hours left on my drive clock. So it's going to catch up with my 14 hours. But I don't know where we're headed next. We'll find out. And I don't know how long we'll be here, like I said. But I'm going to let you go because I know my trainer probably wants to get back to sleep. And I'll probably try to get a little bit of sleep while we're sitting here. I don't know. But I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye. Guys, I'm back. I'm just sitting here. I figured I would show you guys. We always talk about drive clocks. I can show you guys what
you have 2 hours and 16 minutes of remaining drive time.
Okay. So I'm actually going to flip the camera. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So this is what it looks like, the Qualcomm screen. This shows the miles I've driven today. I've been off duty for an hour and 41 minutes. Like I said, we got here like 6 something and it's probably almost 8 now. And my summary, this is what we mean when we have like so many hours. Like you have 70 hours a week to drive, so I still have 30 hours and 12 minutes left in my 70-hour week. My 14-hour clock is like, once you start driving every day, you have a 14-hour period to drive 11 hours. So like, you know, you can stop for like a break and stuff, and you have 14 hours to drive 11 hours. So on my 14-hour clock, I still have 5 hours and 16 minutes left. But within that 5 hours and 16 minutes, I can only drive 4 hours and 7 minutes because I can only drive 11 hours at a time. Then you have to take a break. I believe it's a 10-hour break. And like when you're team driving, when I stop for my break, that's when my trainer, or if you're a team, like your co-driver, would pick up driving. And by the time they finish their clock out, like their 11 hours to drive within a 14-hour period, you know, your clock would have been reset and you would have a fresh 14 hours. And the 30-hour thing, if you go here to back to status, when it says 2 hours gained or hours gained in 2 days, I'll gain 34 minutes, which is not a lot. But let's see which one shows. One of these, I think, I don't know where it's at. One of these will show you like how many days. I usually look at it through my Prime app, so I'm not too familiar with how to tell, but it'll tell you how many hours you'll gain each day. So, you know, like at midnight, I'll get back so many hours. And that's what that kind of shows. And like, what else can I show you? And this is hours to be gained at midnight. There's none, because we were stopped at, this is that day that we were stopped in LA for like, you know, over 24 hours. So I didn't drive any that day. So I don't have any hours to gain at midnight. But the next day I drove for 34 minutes before midnight hit. So it's kind of confusing, but that's what the hours of service, when you hear drivers talk about they have so many hours left on their clock, when they say that, you always have your lowest amount of hours is what you have. So like, see how for me on my clock, the way it worked out is my lowest amount is 407, and see how up here in the corner, this is always what you have to drive at any given time. And it's always going to match your lowest amount that you have here. So if my 14-hour clock happened to be at 3 hours, then that's all I would have to drive. And it would show up here for 3 hours. And like, let's see if I can, like, see, he's going to gain back, because again, we were sitting that day. So neither one of us drove because we were sitting in LA that whole day. But he's going to gain back 56 minutes in 2 days. He's been in the sleeper berth because, like I said, I've been driving. He's been in the sleeper berth for 8 hours and 34 minutes. So that's how long he stopped driving. And today, since midnight, like today means since midnight. I had started driving before midnight. So he doesn't have any miles yet that he's driven today. But he did drive some up until like 11 something last night. And the sun is coming out, so that's why it's hard to see. But I pretty much showed you guys everything. So yeah, there you go. And it's, the hours of service didn't change up here because this is still mine, because he's actually not logged in as the driver. Like on this screen,
home messaging,
you would have to log in and see how I'm the active driver. So the active driver's time is always right here. So that's why when, even though I switched to his hours of service, that didn't switch because I am currently the active driver, and that won't change until he's ready to pick up and start driving. But that's how the Qualcomm looks, and it always shows you your destination. I mean, of course we're here, so you know, the flag shows me that I'm here, so I have no things, but like, this is how you follow when you can have a GPS of your own, which is cut off, but this is how this is pretty much what I follow when I'm driving. You know, you go here when you get dispatched somewhere, and like, that's where we stopped at a truck stop, and we fueled up. We filled up a full tank of gas, which you can see we still have a little over a half. But you can do a macro to show you like the best fuel stop, which is the cheapest fuel stop along your route, and it'll add it into your Qualcomm. So all you literally have to do, and that was in York, Nebraska. That's where we stopped. We got fuel and we swapped out, and I drove from York, Nebraska to here. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. And then of course that's the Walmart. But if you're like in the midst of driving and are looking for a fuel stop, you can go to points of interest, trucking. I'm like trying to tap it, looking through my phone, to fuel nearby, and it will actually find nearby fuel stops, and you pick that, you pick which one you want, and from there it will navigate you from wherever you're at to that fuel stop. Like, so it'll change your route. So like, there you go, there's our closest fuel stop. It shows you how many miles away, what it's called, where it's at. If I want to pick one, you just pick one, and over here you would say get route or something. Like, if I actually tap on it, yes, yeah, get route, and if I hit that, it would change the route from like your whatever destination you previously had to the destination you just picked. But anyways, guys, I don't have anything else to show you, so I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, I'm back. It's still Sunday morning. It's probably like 10 or 11 or something. We're at a truck stop parked. We're getting some food from Denny's, And my trainer is back there when I say you're using an air blower to blow out your trailer, or like that garden type leaf blower. You see the one he has? That's what you want to get for your truck. Or you can get a long air hose that hooks to your glad hands. And it has to be long enough where it hooks to your glad hands, like with this truck up here where your glad hands are, and can stretch the length of a 50'3" trailer and go inside to towards the back. So you'll probably want like 100, I don't know if they come in like 110 feet, but you need it to be able to stretch to the back of the trailer so you can clean out from the back to the front. He's in there making noises. Men. No, let me not say that. I don't want to offend my men. People. But anyways, yeah. So you can get so those are the two ways that you can clean out your trailer. He says as long as there's not blood or like any bad odor, and it's just like particles from pallets or boxes and stuff, like there's little particles, you can pick up the big stuff with your gloved hands and blow out the rest with either type of blower that you choose. I think I'm gonna go with the Glad Hand Airline thing, just because the Glad Hand has a pretty powerful blowiness. I don't know what you would call that, like the air pressure. That's what it is, the air pressure, because you're using your truck's air pressure. Now, I'm not sure. He said that costs about 80 bucks for that leaf blower, and it has like a little portable battery charger, so he keeps it charged, and then he keeps the leaf blower part. See that little door that's open down there on his thing? It's like a little storage compartment on the outside of the truck. That's where he keeps the blower at. But I think I'm gonna buy the Glad Hand thing, depending on, because I think the price would probably definitely not be more than $80. Probably be less than $80. Maybe like 50 bucks for. I know it's like $20 for a 50-foot one, or a 25-foot one at the Prime store. I'm not sure if Prime has like 110 or 120 foot Glad Hand Airline, but you could probably buy them at big truck stops like Iowa 80, or even maybe what is it called? Joplin 44, the truck stop I was at yesterday. But I forgot, well, we were kind of in a rush because we had to get to this load, to deliver this load this morning. So I didn't have time to really check at Joplin's truck stop to see if they had the pin, the tandem pin. I don't know what it's called. It's like a tandem pin little metal thing, but basically what it does, you guys, is when you're sliding your tandems, you pop the pin into the hole, and it'll, when you go into the truck and slide back, it'll go into the hole right before the pin. It'll like stop it in the right spot. So you can pick which pin you want it in, and each pin is adjust the weight by 250 pounds. But you pick which pin you want it in, and you only have to do it once versus coming out and looking to make sure you got it in the right hole, like trying to guess. So it just makes your job a little bit easier. He's laughing at me because I hit my back on the trailer. Well, that's okay, because he fell in that pothole. I'm not going to tell y'all about that, even though I just did. But anyways, yeah, so we're just waiting for Denny's to make our food so we can go back in. But we are headed to Pennsylvania. Yeah, that was my point of coming in here, to tell you about the how to clean your trailer out. And we're headed to Pennsylvania. I'm excited. I've never been to Pennsylvania, and that will add 2,000 miles to my miles. 2,000 miles closer. We're gonna hopefully be there tomorrow, he said. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready. So I'll talk to you guys later. On the way sometime, I will check in. All right, bye guys.